It's another beautiful Sunday afternoon. This is Rubbin'Minds. Welcome. My name is Ebuka Obuchi, and thanks a lot for joining us on this beautiful Sunday. It's been a very, very busy week in the news, whether it's politics, the economy, or whatever else you like to read up about Nigeria. I think having the news of the past week has been the drama between the EFCC and the former governor of Kogi State, who has been declared wanted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. He's been wanted for investigations with regards to his time as governor of Kogi State. A lot of drama played out when he was there was an attempted arrest of him. The present governor apparently or allegedly whisked him away, and now he's declared wanted. I don't know how that is supposed to help. A lot of people have wondered if he has security personnel attached to him. Isn't it their job as security personnel to, have him arrested? But we did hear that the Inspector General has withdrawn those security personnel instead of ordering them to effect this arrest. So it was quite a dramatic week, but we'll be watching the coming days to see how that plays out. And the EFCC seems quite intent on pursuing this to the very end. But of course, the economy continues to be a huge talking point for a lot of Nigerians. Inflation, and especially food inflation, continues to skyrocket. And every single Nigerian you meet today seems to know the daily rates of the naira with, as it exchanges with the US dollar. And we're going to be having our conversation here on that today. I'm joined here in the studio by Adeola Ogunbodede. Thanks a lot for being here today.
Thank you so much.
Yes, the last, I want to believe, 2-3 weeks seemed quite exciting for a lot of Nigerians. It started looking like the naira was fighting back, like they say on social media. Got to about 1,000, even news filtered that it got about 980 in some places. Yeah. And then on Friday, we saw something happening again. It started going up. Decline started again. Yep. And I think the last some of us saw was about 1,000 to 1,250. We're not sure exactly what the rates are over the weekend because it's not fully officially monitored. So I guess everyone is waiting for tomorrow to see what happens. But what's happened on Friday? There's been allegations that the CBN governor came out and said he wasn't defending the naira, spoke very well at the World Bank meeting. And the next day this happened. Do you think his speech had anything to do with this?
No, basically, no. I think what he said was true. The basic facts even of this is that, especially even since the clampdown on Binance and other cryptocurrency agencies, we've actually been able to find a way to curb the rate at which the naira was going up. And I think as a result of also of some of the challenges, because there are some things that spiked even that issue at the beginning. And those were some of the unpaid bills which the CBN have been able to. So gradually, we've been able to have a situation whereby, what we call it now, level of trust is being garnered even for the Nigerian currency. And as a result of that, people who were having apathy before in bringing in funds, we actually started bringing them in. And as a result of the inflow of Forex into the economy, we actually saw those things coming down. Because even eventually, let me just tell you, actually there's about 3 parts even to it. One was the inflow. The second was CBN policy. The third was the decision by some people no more to import things. So a whole lot of things actually from those 3 parts actually contributed to the increment, the strengthening of the Nigerian naira. But what happened towards the end of last week? Actually, I would say it's as a result of market forces. By tomorrow, we actually will get to know what the issue is.
But that's the fear a lot of people have, because the exchange rates, right, when they are let to be dictated by market forces, are highly sort of dictated by speculation, right? So there was a lot of confidence, at least starting to build in the naira, which was seen in how the strengthening was happening. When this starts and people now start, quote unquote, hoarding again, isn't that going to be a problem? Because people are now saying, hold your dollar, that started going up again, which then might affect, at the end of the day, this is a very layman's explanation of what I'm trying to, or what Nigerians think of what is happening.
Basically, I would say it is not about hoarding. Because if you hoard, with the current policy of the CBN, if it's allowed to materialize, you will lose. But I think what transpired towards the end of last week was the third part of what I said, some people actually stopped importing as a result of the challenges in the forex market. So it's possible that those people who have stopped are now coming into the market. So by tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, we'll actually get to know what is actually causing the spike. Is it because the issue of me wanting to hoard? Basically, if I hoard, I will not get much because of the current policy framework of the CBN. You're actually going to lose because a whole lot of things are working in favor of the CBN as of today. Dangote refinery has started. So that means some of the cash we use to import diesel, it's not going to be used any longer. We're not going to require request for it. Some of the money, EPIs came on board. Some of the dollar we need to purchase airline, we don't need them. So a whole lot of things are actually working in favor of CBN. And the third part is some of the people who are using alternate cryptocurrency and platforms before to make a transaction, they are no more using that. So a whole lot of funds are being spared, even in favor of CBN. So if you are going to hoard, you will lose. So I believe that maybe some elements of personnel who have not been active in the forex market before were the one that came into market toward the end of the week. And by tomorrow, they will come. The whole thing will become bare.
Before we get into, the fiscal side of things and how all of this doesn't seem to affect the price of goods and commodities in general, I want to touch on something that also broke towards the end of last week by the IMF. I think it was on the same Friday as well, talking about the fact that at the end of this year, Nigeria will be the fourth, will be ranked fourth based on GDP on the continent, down from first.
Yeah.
At our peak, we were our GDP was about $530 billion.
Yep.
Now, because of the depreciation of the Naira, all the policies over the years with regards to importation and just the shrinking of the economy is down to $253 billion, ranking us behind Egypt, South Africa, and Algeria. This is a reality that a lot of Nigerians are maybe not ready to handle because our egos have always been, we're the largest economy of the continent. Every time you watch a government official speaking, it's one of the first things they open with, we're the largest economy. But this is the reality now. And you wonder, how did we get here? How did we let ourselves get here? And is this our new reality or is this temporary?
No, basically, that's when you consume. That is actually what is happening to the country now. Basically, in economics, we have micro, we have macro. You understand? Micro looks at the individuals at the lowest rung. The macro looks at everything in aggregate. So when you actually look at what is happening at the general level in the economy of this country, you actually see that it is what is happening at the micro level, that is at individual level. For example, if you have fund and you are only spending the fund, you are not finding alternative way of making money to replenish what you are spending. Gradually, you are going to run out of what you have and you're going to be poor. But if you find a way to continually replenish what you have, then gradually you will leave the level where you are to grow maybe from a multi-millionaire to become a multi-billionaire. You get me? So the same thing applies in this country. We consume everything. See what has been happening since the beginning of this administration. They've shared 1 trillion almost every month, sometimes almost 2 trillion. But we have not seen any effect across state levels. Across our states, no effect. Even at the federal government level, we have been calculating 400 billion, 200 billion, 20 billion coming to states every month. But we have not seen what they have done. So when you consume, when you eat, because eventually the little palliative that comes our way, we spend it. And that is the challenge we have. And unfortunately, until we go to the level where we become productive in such a way that we begin to generate revenue via forex and co, the economy of Nigeria will still begin to go down. The reason why Naira is being bastardized today is that we have eaten our future. I was even surprised when it was reported that Buhari administration have sold our crude oil ahead. You collected the money ahead for the crude that we have not even produced. And as a result of that, the current administration is not even generating any revenue from crude oil sales. They are only giving out because they have collected the fund. So that's the challenge we have, sir. So there is no revenue and our productive capacity is low. And as a result of that, Naira is going down. By the time it becomes 1,500, 2,000, you understand, vis-a-vis the dollar, because everything is calculated in dollar rates. So until we actually improve the Naira, which is the basis at which we are going now, if Dangote should work, then that means we're going to save some fund. If Airpeace should work, that means we're going to save some fund. And if all other Nigerian organizations are going to also come up to also participate either in agric, in other spheres, then we're going to actually see something coming up for the economy.
I think it's very scary that, you know, the Nigerian economy is almost the size it was at the start of the Fourth Republic in 1999.
Yep.
Based on this number we're hearing now.
Yes.
And we are about 80 million more people now than we were then. You know, it just gives you context of how scary things are. We're almost the size we were when the military left. With about 80 million more people now.
Yep.
Still, it's very mind-boggling. What's the way out of this? Is there any way to start fixing this? I know everybody says production, but this sounds very long-term. And a lot of the issues Nigerians are grappling with now are very immediate. What does it look like in the near future?
No, basically, I actually was I was taken aback actually, because when I began to look at the population of the economy, and I actually see what we produce, that is our per capita GDP. You understand? But by the time you actually look at what individuals produce in an economy in a particular year, we actually see that it is below our capacity. It starts from the civil service down to the, if at all we're going to see any calculation whatsoever that we're going to see, apart from what crude oil is giving to us in this economy, there is nothing much that we can actually refer to, except for private sector that is helping this economy. So what I think we should do, first of all, is to give capacity to our youth. More than 50% of the country population are those in the age range of youth. That you get me? Those between 13 and 35 or 40 years. So we should give capacity to them. They can be much more productive than they are now. Many of our youths are wasting away. So the government should focus on them. And I thank God for what the Ministry of ICT, Innovation and Digital Economy is doing by giving capacity to 3 million youths by training them. That is not enough. It's good. The Ministry of Agric should also work in that regard. NYSA should work in that regard to give capacity to our youths. Apart from the student loan will allow students to go to school and come back, but we should give a capacity to our youths in such a way that they are productive. You know, sir, do you know one thing that happened during Jonathan administration? It came, you know, by the time they were trying to rebase the economy through Madam Okonjo-Iweala, they went into the entertainment sector and they brought it into GDP. And that caused our GDP at that period in time to grow. So we could go much into that area. That time before Jonathan left, he wanted to invest more in the creative industry, give them more loan so that everybody can be much more productive. But eventually, the administration that followed allowed that thing to go down. We can go back into that because we know most of our youths, they can do a whole lot of things for the economy. Then number two, it's one of the things the current government is doing. They said they are giving 130-something billion to 70 industries in this country, but they have not done any more. They said 1 billion or so to each industry as a loan. But now they have not done even almost a year of this administration. Nothing has been done. So they could give capacity to our industries. Many companies today are laying off staff. The reason is that the current economic challenge is biting hard on them. So what do we need to do? The government should come in to give capacity to these companies so that they can employ more and let them be more productive. Then the final one is our civil service. We need to allow the civil service to be more productive because we use them as a baseline for productivity in this economy. Most times when you go to ministries, everyone is like loafing out and just playing, and everyone should be made to work. You get me, sir? So that by the time everybody is engaged, by the time we actually have productive resources, which can be calculated going forward. And I think, I'm sorry, the final one was what the NBS did, Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, when they decided to say, okay, they recalculated unemployment rates as a situation whereby you don't have job. That if peradventure you still have 1 hour or 2 hour work you do per day, you are employed. That was what brought about from 33% unemployment rate to 4 or 5% that is currently what they have on ground. So if you have that, if you have done that rebasing of such, then you should give capacity to those youths and be able to see if we can calculate the productivity of these youths. By the time you actually, there are many things that are not calculated in this economy, sir. By the time they are calculated, you will actually be surprised that we are doing more than we're currently doing.
A lot of those are, just very, people will say those are just sort of data statistics that a regular man on the streets can never feel. Because you go around the country, at least your area, you see how many young people are just sitting, loafing around, doing nothing.
Sure.
Which brings me to my very final point. I need you to answer that as quickly as possible, what I touched on earlier. We had a president who came in promising a lot of things and saying nobody should feel bad for him because he campaigned for this job. Yep. And he's going to fix this country. He wants to make us $1 trillion economy. We're regressing as it is now. The Naira was strengthening, inflation was going up. They are saying, no, this is monetary policy, fiscal policy will handle their own. A lot of people don't care about these things. We want to see the results. Why are we not seeing the results yet? Things are getting more expensive. Every day you go to the market. But we hear dollar is falling. Bread is more expensive tomorrow. Why are these things not making sense to people? And why are we not feeling in real time these promises that we made?
Yeah, I think when President Tinubu was coming on board, maybe from my own view, he thought he knew everything. But by the time he got in, the reality actually came to him. So, and that was why when every step that he has taken from day one, the fuel subsidy removal was abrupt. Had it been that, okay, because of time, so had it not been that he took that step at that very particular period in time, maybe some of the challenges we saw wouldn't have happened. So basically, I would say to the president, he actually scored or whatever prepared. Because he thought he knew everything, but he did not know, he didn't know. Now, he came out the other time to actually confess that, I'm sorry, I didn't know everything, but I'm also learning on the job. So he thought he knew everything at the beginning, but when he got to see the reality, the whole thing actually became. So one thing he now had to start off to begin to handle them one by one. That is one. Then number two, the step he has taken at the very beginning was a step he ought not to have taken. It was that step that brought about all the other challenges that we saw. Normally for him, what he would have done is for him to retrace his step and correct. But retracing his step is also dangerous in this economy because in Nigeria, whatever goes up, most of the time does not come down. And already we saw that in the FPPLA and also with the NEPA, PHC or whatever like that is coming on board. So a whole lot of things actually coming. So that's part. So, and the third thing was that we also saw as a result of the removal of, what is the name now?
Subsidy.
No, not the subsidy is one. The second thing they did, a liberalization of the market of forex. So as a result of that also caused a whole lot of challenge on and the third one was the subsidy that he just removed from electricity. A whole lot of issues. Yeah. But unfortunately, he has said he's trying to manage it. And thank God that his team, they're actually trying to work from the back to correct it. When they ought to have worked from the front to follow it.
Well, I don't know if the hungry Nigerian has a lot of patience for, him to learn on the job. But I mean, we are all hoping that he does his job and. But basically, I trust God that before the end of his 4th year, Nigeria will be better if he's following this route. All right. Well, I'm sure we all hope so as well. We're going to take a quick break now, and we'll be right back. Please stay with us. Thanks a lot, man. Welcome back. I'm joined now in the studio by multi-talented, and I don't use that very lightly because he actually is multifaceted in the entertainment industry. Lawal Michael Nasiru Bolaji, but you know him as Nasboi. Did I miss any of your names?
No, you didn't.
Only you 4 names. How's it been, man? How's it going?
I just released this song, so it's been very hectic for me.
Yeah, because I wanted to say congratulations, but there's too many things to even congratulate you for. So let's just have some context to everything, because I think a lot of us got introduced to you as a skit maker, right? Yes, which you've done now for, I want to be about 10 years, if I'm right. Is he up to that? When did you start off doing this?
I've been legend with that too.
When did you start off?
No, I started making skits in 2020.
2020. Before that, what were you doing?
Oh, I used to be a musician. Okay,
so it was music first?
Yeah. Music.
Okay, when did you start music?
2008.
2000
Yeah, 2008. That's when I started recording.
Okay.
I think 2007. That's when I started recording professionally.
Okay.
Yeah, so I started recording. I recorded for a while. I got signed to renowned Nollywood actress Omotola Jalade Akande.
Okay.
I was here for like 3 years as a musician. Right. Then sometime in 2017, I decided to start photography.
So you did music for how long now?
I was still recording while I was doing photography.
Okay.
I was still recording. Right. So at some point, I decided to face skits. It's not like I wanted skits anyway. My friends were like, "You're funny now. Why not just try this whole skit thing?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm very shy. I used to be very shy from a scale of 1 to 10, like 11." So my friends were like, "Do it, do it, do it." So in 2020, I decided to try. And then I wasn't even trying to make skits. I was only trying to get Davido's attention for my music. So I started off mimicking Davido.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you were doing music, what kind of music were you doing? And when did what year were you signed by?
2014.
2014 was
Yes.
when you got signed.
Yes.
And what kind of music were you doing? Why do you think, things didn't work out like you wanted at the time?
So I think it was because of where I was. I was in Port Harcourt.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not like I used to even push my music. So I was just one young guy who was recording in his studio.
How did she see you? How did she find you?
Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Twitter. Yeah. So, and then I could remember a blog posted my song.
Okay.
Yeah, and she said, I need to see the person who sang the song. Then she came into my DM and she told me to come to Lagos.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was that what made you move to Lagos?
I didn't move exactly. I was with her. I came to stay with her. Then I stayed somewhere around too. Somewhere. So it was just grind. Right. I was with her for like 3 years.
Yeah. Were you doing Afrobeats, Afropop, R&B? What were you doing?
Afrobeats, like Afrobeats. It's been Afrobeats since.
Yeah. So now, was it because that didn't work out that you decided to start transitioning to skit making?
Yeah, so I wasn't going to do that forever now. I needed to give myself sense because I was already getting old. So I decided to do something that I like that would be giving me money. You know, as an upcoming artist, it's always very hard to make money.
That's the hardest.
Yeah. So I decided to do something that I like that will give me money. So I decided to delve into photography.
So, okay, photography came before.
Yeah, photography came in 2017, 18.
Okay.
So I did
it
that
came before skit making is what I'm saying.
Yeah, before skit making. Yeah. So I started seeing small money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then they said you are funny and you decided to.
Yeah, my friends. I didn't know I was funny.
I think I've seen a couple of those Davido.
Yeah, so that's how I started.
Okay.
That's how I started. Then I got Davido's attention. Yeah.
What happened then? With him?
So I could remember that I didn't even make too much videos. I made the first video mimicking Davido. It got traction. I made the second one, and next up I saw it on big blogs. Shout out to Tunde Not. That was where I saw the video. Like, small video that I made. And next up, I saw that Davido commented on the video and he said, "This boy, no worry, I ain't gonna touch you." I'm like, yeah. So I sent the message to Tunde. I'm like, am I in trouble? He said, no, David is just joking. And next up, I got to Lagos. I was always speaking on Peruzzi as the David. Peruzzi Alpha! So I was always speaking on Peruzzi. So everybody said Peruzzi was going to beat you.
Yeah.
So I linked up with Peruzzi first. Peruzzi was super cool. And said, "David wants to meet you." Actually, I'm like, "Me? Oh, let's go." So we got to David's house. It was all love. We made videos. That's how I got here. And at some point, I didn't do too much of it. I think I did about 6 videos, and that was it. I knew that Nigerians, now they'll get tired.
Yeah.
So I decided to switch. And lucky me, I already had like characters that I was already working on.
Yeah.
So that's how I switched, and I started making other skits.
So at this point now, when you started mimicking Davido, did you already know you wanted to be a skit maker, or was it just a Davido thing for the time being? It was
just a Davido thing for the time being.
So how come you had material? So when you were doing Davido, you started making other plans, is what you're saying?
Not exactly. But then, I used to make my friends laugh.
Okay.
I used to make my friends
with
laugh.
Like different characters and
different characters. I was that guy who could do the whole Igbo thingy. I'm Yoruba, so I could mimic an Igbo man.
thought you were Igbo for a while.
Yeah, everybody. So I could do the whole mimicking of an Igbo man. I can mimic an Akwa Ibom person perfectly, right? Yeah. So I'm like, okay, let's explore the options. So that's how I started exploring. It's not like I had materials anywhere.
What about 2020 was pivotal? Was it the lockdown? What made it so instrumental to you launching your career?
Lockdown. Yeah. Because I could remember I was in a village for about a month. So that's when I started. Everybody be like
so much free time.
It'd be like say we've been bored, so because they explore. So that's how I started. I was in a village somewhere in Akwa Ibom. I went to my friend's village during lockdown. So that's how I started making videos. Yeah.
So when you now started doing things outside of the Davido impersonations, when did you realize you were onto something? Was it a particular video or a character that you feel like changed things for you?
So the good thing is, you know, some people, right, they dwell on the character for too long, that when they want to switch, people start looking at them like, what are you trying to do? So I didn't do the Davido thing for too long. I didn't do it for too long. I did like 4 or 5 videos. So even when I switched, I just made people laugh. Yeah. Right. And I saw that people started realizing that, this guy is more. So then I decided to show them more. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of us didn't realize there was music before this, you know. And then, so when you dropped a single, after, this was last year, right?
Yeah. Umbrella wasn't the first single.
What was the first single?
There was a single before Umbrella, Loverboy.
Okay.
Yeah,
yes, there was Loverboy.
I got bullied.
How so?
I got bullied.
How do you mean?
Right. You know now, so I dropped Loverboy and everybody said, majority of the comments I saw, my friend, go and fetch your comedy, get out of this. So I felt really horrible. You know, when you're doing music scenes and you're trying to tell these people that, no, I can actually sing, and everybody's saying, go, he looks funny singing. This guy is a funny guy. And I got depressed. I'm not even going to lie. But I decided to give you one more shot. Just one more shot. One more shot.
Do you think it was the music, or do you think it was people's perception?
It wasn't the music, I promise you. It wasn't. Because even when I released Umbrella, right, I still saw comments. People were still trying to bully me. Twitter. People were still trying to bully me. So then I'm like, yo, I'm coming into this place with everything. I'm going for everybody. You must listen to my music. So that's how I went wild on the promotion. And then I saw that people started saying, this guy should actually face music and leave comedy. I'm like, see you now.
So is that really the first love? So
yes, musical.
From what I'm hearing now, skit making was just sort of a side passing time to what you really want to do. Yes, so if I'm getting you right, does this mean that skit making is going to slowly fade away from
it will not.
The identity of your brand?
No, it won't. It won't. So because I think skit making is a tool to push my music.
Okay.
So I will never leave it.
Yeah.
Understand? I might get too busy not to like put videos out there every now and then, but one thing is certain, I'll keep making people laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever worry that there are people who will never take you seriously with music?
No, I don't care. I don't care. Actually, I don't care. And not everybody should take me seriously now. Not everybody go listening to my music at the end of the day. So the ones that can listen to my music, I'm fine. I'm fine.
How did the One Day Cool conversation happen?
So because I went alone on the first track, I felt that was one of the reasons why people didn't really take me serious.
Yeah.
Right. So when I recorded Umbrella, I decided to reach out to different artists for a collaboration. Right. I got slide by 1 or 2. But
slide as they didn't take you seriously, or did you pay and they didn't show up?
Yeah, no, I didn't pay. I was even asking to pay, but some people were like, you know. So one day's one, I was at an event. One Day is somebody that I love One Day so much. It is One Day, Two-Face, the band. I love this man like so much, right? So one day I already had Umbrella. I went to a show, right? And I saw One Day Cool. And One Day Cool was like, come here, this guy. I like you. I love your skits. I'm like, hey.
You don't know what you're about to do.
You like me? Well. So I didn't push to get his number. I don't move like that. I had to be careful, right? So I saw one of his guys, Isama. The guy was quite close. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I think I should get this guy's number. So I got the guy's number and we started communicating. I told the guy that, I would love to see you. Can I take you out for brunch or something? Then the guy said, yeah. So we went out and I played my music for him. And I said, bro, this is the journey. I'm actually a musician. And the guy's like, wait, these are your songs? I said, yes. So I said, I would love to do a collaboration with One Day Cool. And he said, One Day Cool is not recording at the moment. But you know what? Just give me this particular song. You see this one? Give me this one and another one. You understand? I'll just try and play for One Day Cool. So 2 weeks later, I was somewhere filming and I got a call from a random number. Then I picked, Nasboi, so you sabi sing like this? I went with this. Said, I want to call, they come Nigeria tomorrow. You come meet me for apartment. I said, Jesus Christ. So the next day, I went to the studio. I went to meet One Day Cool. I was super excited. And One Day said, I don't really like the song. I don't really like him. I mean, this year I like the song, but I don't like him. Then I was heartbroken, but then I was so happy I was with One Day Cool. We took pictures. And when I was about to leave, then, I love language now, money. He played the song. I was like, yo. Made it super easy for me, and that's how we got the tune.
Awesome. So is there an album in the works, or?
Yeah, there's going to be an EP in a month time.
Okay.
Yeah, there's going to be an EP. Lots of collaborations. Ibuka, help me thank God.
So people have not taken you more seriously.
I did not pay. I swear, as in, we bless God. We bless God.
Awesome, man. Congratulations. And you do some acting as well.
Yeah. I've done movies. I have like 2 movies on Netflix. There's Lockdown, there's Passport. I have one showing now in the cinema, Saving Honor Man.
Saving Honor Man.
I'll be full package, bro.
That's why I said at the beginning, you're multi-talented and everything. Now, one thing I've always found interesting is you have a lot of these parts of entertainment, you know, comedians, musicians, actors. Skit makers are almost sort of distinct from comedians, especially the stand-up guys, right? And I find that a lot of you are very close with each other. Maybe because you guys work heavily with collaborations, right?
Yeah, we don't have a choice.
Do you see that continuing? Because it's still a very new industry, right? And how do you see that playing out in basically just how you guys work and, you know, develop an industry that a lot of people still feel like is not sustainable? If you know what I mean.
It's going to be here for a long time.
Because of the fact that, well, it's just online. If this thing crashes, what happens to you guys? You know, what is there? How do you guys see that working?
Yeah, YouTube will not crash. It will not crash.
It did.
It will crash. So the thing is, about skit makers being very close, right? From our own day difference, we didn't need ourselves day to day.
Yeah.
Unlike movies where if you take like 3 months to produce, or maybe like 1 month to produce a movie, right? Where you might not need everybody, you might just need 1, 2, 3 persons. This one we didn't need ourselves like almost every day. You want to make a skit, tomorrow, you're already thinking of Ebuka. Ebuka is going to play a role in this thing and he'll kill it. You're already next tomorrow. So you know how we dish out our skits like every day.
So you have to keep working
So
together.
you need to keep working together.
Yeah.
So it's something that we can't even help.
Now, you guys have some of the highest interactions on social media. Sometimes even more than these mega superstar artists and actors. You go to a skit maker or content creators page and it's 15,000 comments. You're like, what's going on? But that speaks to the fact that you guys have a lot of people who like you, love you, look up to you and all of that, right? What sort of role do you think you guys played or play in the political space? Right, you know, the kind of content you put out to keep people sensitized. It doesn't necessarily have to be partisan, but I mean, it could be. But do you think there's a duty you guys owe now? Because a lot of the generation you influence are 20s, early 30s, that space, you know, of people who are still figuring themselves out, very passionate about the country sometimes, looking for direction on how to tackle these things. And there's been criticism, of course, of people like you and, you know, your colleagues about, during the elections, you didn't even, you know, speak up or take sides or whatever. That's why I say some of your colleagues. You know, but do you think it's a duty you guys sort of owe?
And I don't think it's a duty exactly. It's personal now. You can't force anybody to say stuff, right? But at the end of the day, if it's about sensitization, right? I knew that some of the content creators, I don't want to mention names, but I watched the videos from content creators urging people to get their voters card and urging people to vote right. I saw videos like that. I didn't really see party videos, but I saw videos. Shout out to Macaroni. Macaroni made a lot of videos about the whole political thingy, encouraging people to get voters card and all that. I did that too. I did that and they came for me, but we thank God. Thank God. So the thing is, I think the skit making space is still very underrated. Very underrated. And I don't know why they're underrating it, because there's money in the space, like a lot of money.
And influence.
Yes, and very huge influence. Like you said, 15,000 comments is no joke. 30K, 20K. So I don't know why it's being underrated. I think the only reason why it is being underrated is because it's a new industry. I think that's the only reason.
Yeah, and people still don't understand maybe what to do with it.
Yes, please.
You also did call out the AMVCs last year, didn't you?
Sorry.
Because I saw a lot of those headlines back then, you know, because you weren't nominated for the creative.
So the thing is, at some point...
Were you really hurt by it?
Yeah, I was.
You thought you deserved it?
Yeah.
More than the people nominated?
I'm sorry, yes.
Why so?
I'm so sorry. Because I put in work now. That particular year, I put in work more than the people that were nominated. I can't even lie. Like, no shades.
Do they agree with you?
I don't care if they do. It's personal, right? So that's why I can only rant on my phone now. That's the only thing I can do, right? I cannot go and fight.
Why do you think you weren't nominated?
I don't know. Because I don't have any idea. I'm not lying. But at the end of the day, I got some awards too. And I'm grateful for the awards that I got. If I don't get an MVCA, that's fine. That's fine. And recently, my colleagues got nominated, and I'm rooting for them. right? I already like someone there. I'm like, go boy, is my guy. So I don't even care. So I guess I was quite emotional. But now I'm so grown now that I don't even really care. I like the people that appreciate my stuff. So an award doesn't really crown my effort.
But it would be nice.
Very.
Exactly.
Yeah, you say, what's up? No, but it's all good. It's all good. I know people love me, and I'm fine with that.
When you make statements like that, do you find that it affects relationships?
What kind of statements?
Saying that you're better than people who were nominated.
I don't care. I don't care.
Like when you meet them, does it?
No.
change?
Like it's not like I mentioned anybody's name.
I mean, we know the people nominated. So when you meet,
so it's not like I am better than the people. But as at that time,
your content,
that
you
one
felt
year,
like
I did a great job. I did a greater job. They know. This is not me washing. They know.
not only should you have been nominated, you should have even won. Is what you're saying.
I don't need to win. But I need to be nominated. Like in that space, I was like the hottest creator at that particular time.
Yeah.
You understand? I was like the hottest creator. I had some senior celebrities. You know, everybody was here. It was this guy. You get? So I felt like it wasn't fair. They should have just nominated.
Fair enough. You have a new single?
Yeah. When I get small money, me self go jayo. Champagne, Hennessy. Yes, it's out everywhere. It's titled Small Money. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. We're looking forward to all your plenty parts. Actor, comedian, skit maker, artist. What else are you going to unleash on us?
No, it's okay now. It's okay.
No, but there's many parts still.
I would love to be a director.
Okay.
I would love to be a director. But for like just slow down, make it not too much. Make it no go best for me. See,
because what you already do is sort of producing and directing,
yeah, of course,
with skits,
but
on a small scale.
But on a very larger scale, I would love to direct.
Yeah. Do you enjoy acting, or are you doing it just because? Be sincere.
So honestly, right, I think at some point when I started, I used to really enjoy acting. But acting, skit making, music is becoming too tasking for me. Call me for movie roles. Call me.
No,
but it's quite tasking doing all of these things together. But I'm trying to manage it.
All right. Congratulations, man. Good luck with everything, man.
Thank you so
thanks
much.
for being here. We're all rooting for you, and
thank you.
You will probably get many more awards than you even think of.
Amen.
Thank you very much, Nasboi. We're going to take a quick break and be right back.
I'm gonna be your defender. When I lose my breath, baby, would you be my healer? Too many things I don't realize. When I'm with you, I didn't fantasize. You be my only lover. When I'm with you, I'm alive. You know I like Babu. What is it love me like this? Even if not taboo, because you want me my boo. Oh my Cinderella, Jojo Maro, I be your umbrella. Don't just stand there teasing me. Now it's time to show and prove. Let's go.
Welcome back. Now I'm joined in the studio by superstar, the voice himself. Big man Ric Hassani, performing artist, recording artist.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Good to see you, man. You're very welcome.
Always.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
There's so much to talk about. You have continued to your trajectory is very, very inspiring to a lot of people. You know, what you've done with your music and how you've stayed true to what you believe in. How hard has that been, though? Because it's easy to say, oh, I believe in myself and I'm going to do what I want to do. But in a space where there's constant pressure, even if not overtly, to, toe the line of what is popular. How hard has that been?
I think, I don't know if I try to do it. I just do what, I just do only what I know how to do really well.
Yeah.
And it just so happens that it's different. Honestly, if I knew how to make pop songs like the way the pop artists do it, that's what I'll be making. But I just don't know how to do it. Like, I really don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So I haven't been trying to make what I've been making. I've only just been doing what I know how to do well, which is what I make, so.
Yeah. So that comes easier.
It comes easier.
But then there's people who do that, and
they
realize that he's not giving what he's supposed to give. So what are you doing differently?
I really don't know. Maybe that's where grace comes in now. Is it? I really don't know what it is. Like I'm a very grateful guy. I know there are a lot of people that try to make the kind of music that I make in a bid to make good music. You know what I mean? And appeal to that good music audience, and it just doesn't. It just doesn't work for them. I'm just here being grateful, and I'm just happy for it.
Yeah, as you should.
Yeah.
As you should.
Yeah.
I mean, I was watching your social media, of course, over the last couple of weeks. You spent quite a bit of time outside the country.
Yes.
You know, performing, signing interesting deals. You know, why
you are trying to cast me? Ebuka is trying to. I'm a very low-key private guy. And I love it.
It's very inspiring, you know, because a lot of these younger artists who are coming through now, who are not doing Afrobeats. Yeah. First of all, why is everybody suddenly running away from that Afrobeats tag? What's going on?
I don't
What's
know.
happening with your colleagues?
Nobody
wants to be called an Afrobeats artist anymore.
I don't know. I just feel like artists are feeling like, you know, they're now being boxed. Okay. You know, they feel like, you know, whatever they make now, just because they are coming out of Nigeria and Africa, they are now Afrobeats. Even if they make R&B, or even if they make rock, it's like, oh, this Afrobeat guy. And I feel their pain in that way. But me, I've never been tagged Afrobeats. I've just been Ric Hassani, you know, so that doesn't affect me at all. Yeah. I don't feel any kind of way about it.
And so back to my question, I guess my point really is, you know, someone who's doing music that they want to do in a climb like this, at a time when Afrobeats is what the world seems to be excited about, you know, but you are still finding your way through all of this. You know, I've always wondered, is that a strategy? Does it happen organically? How do you start putting these things in motion? You know, to say, you know what, okay, this is where I'm trying to head, even if you guys are not ready to listen to me.
Okay, the way I live my life, Ebuka, is I want to be very proud of myself when I'm older. Me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to please anybody. Like, you know, when you get older, when you look back at your life, you know, you become more mature and you look back at your life as yourself. You don't look at it through anybody else's lenses. You know what I mean? But when you're younger, it's easy to be distracted and do what this person wants or do what's cool now. You know what I mean? But me, I'm very zeroed into, I want to be proud of myself when I'm older. So I'm making decisions that I want to make for myself. You know what I mean? So that's what helps me to just make what I want to make, how I want to make it, and just hope that people connect with it and connect with that energy.
Are you worried for Nigerian music?
Yes.
I guess it's weird to ask that at a time when everybody's excited about Nigerian music. Yeah. But there's also this other side where, okay, the whole not being wanted to be called an Afrobeat artist is one thing, but there's suddenly the belief that Nigerians no longer dictate the sound, you know, because of all these international deals being signed, you know, all these labels abroad are now dictating what people put out, you know, almost forgetting what the core of our music is, you know. I don't know if you're guilty of that since you're now international as well. You know, is it something we should be worried about? And generally just the way the space looks now. There are people who say it's an all-comers affair, everybody is just coming in. But at the same time, you also wonder, isn't that what it should be? Is it being an all-comers affair a bad thing? I guess it's a multi-layered question. But it's
I know. Yeah. Let me explain how I'm worried about Nigerian music. Okay. Nigerian music in the Afrobeat space we have been undefeated for years. Okay. Like no other, like it has been, once it's Afrobeat, is Nigerian music. Like our guys are top 10, you know what I mean? And I feel like because of that, the quality of music might start dropping because now more people want to get in, you know what I mean? So the quality is really dropping. Like back in the day, like hit songs were serious music. Like boys were really coming at it. But now, almost anybody is just coming in, and if you turn on the TV, like what is the hit song now in Nigeria? Name 5 of them. Most of them are not very good music. That's just the truth. Like, back in the day, it wasn't like this. You know what I mean? And I feel like because we've been #1 for so long, we just feel like they go feel am. No, just, you know what I mean? So everybody's just throwing their own hit song and throwing money behind it and showing all these videos, music videos behind it, and the quality is really, really dropping. So that's how I worry for Nigerian
And this is
music.
Amapiano influence.
Honestly,
that has everybody on a chokehold.
Bro.
I mean, it's great sound, but at the same time, it's like, is that our sound now?
You see what I'm saying? And everybody is doing, everybody is doing it. Yeah. And they all have the money, they all have the swag, and you know what I mean? So it's scary, bro. It is. It is.
What's coming for you in the coming months? What's the plan for Ric Hassani, your music this year, in the coming years? What should we expect?
Well, most immediately, I'm now a judge on Nigerian Idol. So
congratulations.
That's very interesting. So it's starting tonight, actually, 7 p.m. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing for the next. Is
that a scary gig? Because people's fates is kind of in your hands, right? And crushing a dream.
Yeah, it's
can be hard.
I'm very happy I'm doing it. I'm very happy I'm in that position. I'm very happy somebody like me is in that position. You know what I mean? Like, because I take these things very seriously, and I'm very good at what I do. Like, you know, I'm not bragging. I am good at what you've been to my concerts, bro. Yeah. Like, I'm happy that somebody like me is actually a judge, because like, you can trust my decisions more than it's not gimmicks. I'm not joking. I'm not trying to be entertaining. You know, I'm trying to make sure the right singers go through. So I'm happy that somebody like me is there. Like, it's a job I really love so much. It's terrifying. Honestly, I'm scared. Like, this evening, I'm gathering my friends to watch the first episode in my house, hoping I don't say something that Nigerians will drag me. You know what I mean? But
there will be dragging.
There will be dragging. But honestly, I'm so happy that I'm in that position.
Yeah, congratulations on that. Any new music coming after your judging life?
Yes.
Anything we should be excited about?
Yes. An album this year for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm an album guy, so yeah.
When?
No, you're asking too much.
You can't be teasing us. You can't put more sugar in our mouth.
It's gonna be somewhere around summer.
Okay.
Around summer, June, July. Yeah.
You've been doing a lot of traveling. What sort of collaborations are we expecting?
Oh, wow. I was in Spain for Giorgio Armani. So I work with Giorgio Armani. I can't even believe I'm saying that. Like, it's now a real, it's a real thing. Like, I actually work for Giorgio Armani. You're an Armani boy. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, I work for Giorgio Armani. I'm on a contract with them as a model, which is crazy. You know what I mean? And yeah, so that's what I've been traveling for. And I will be traveling for the next 2 years, just around the world with Giorgio Armani.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man. I mean, I had Nasboi earlier, and it looks like we live in a country now where, you know, you have to be multiple things at the same time, you know, for this money to be plenty.
Oh, yeah.
You are hugely talented as a performing artist, so you might not need other parts to you. Yeah. But are there other parts to you that we don't know of? Just in case we're missing anything.
No, I think we have it all down.
Is there any, I mean, I wonder if you've been approached to do like acting, for example.
Oh, yeah. I did.
Exactly.
A movie I was in called When Are We Getting Married? It was nominated for.
Was it? It was an invasive nominated.
Yeah. It was last year. Yeah. I want to do more movies, man. I really want to do. Yeah. One of my goals on my bucket list is to win an Oscar or be in an Oscar-winning movie. That's one of my goals. So. What
is it about acting that interests you?
You know what I really love, and I was saying this to my manager the last time. With music, when you're recording the song, for example, now. You're only as good as your mix engineer, or as good as maybe if you wrote the song with somebody, or you're as good as the instrumental. Like, there's a lot more more elements that are beyond your control that have to come together and just make you a great artist. But with acting, it's mostly you. Oh boy, on camera, action, I will act well. You know what I mean? Like,
your emotions are there.
Yeah, even if, you know, you still have a director's director and it's still an element that determines how well you do the job, but at least most of it is under your control. So that's why I love acting. You know, I can go in there, read my lines. It's more, I'm more responsible for how well my acting comes out. So that's why I really love acting. I really do.
Look at your leading man.
You guys should act. There's a movie, write me a script right now. I've been saying these things, so you should write me a script right now, you know?
Thank you very much, Ric Hassani. Musician, actor, fashionista, global supermodel, talent show judge, so many things, man. Wow. It's hard to keep up with you, but good luck with everything, and thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
And we can catch you, of course, you said tonight.
Oh, yes, tonight,
first episode
7 p.m.
Nigerian Idol as a judge. Thank you very much for joining us today. And like I always say, you can follow the conversation on social media. Please use the hashtag Rubbin'Minds when you send us a message. I'll see you next Sunday.
Don't just stand there teasing me. Now it's time to show